Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Code. And in this lecture, we are going to cover HTML tables as our last topic of the HTML session. As you can see here in our outline, it's the last session regarding to the HTML. In next lecture, we will see how the CSS can be integrated with the HTML and how can we use this styling, or you can say how can we decorate our web page with colors and font and especially animations and transitions. So be there with me with the next for the next part as well. So let's begin our this part, and here you can see I have just created a file table.html, and as always I'm going to type this icon and then I will press enter to have this auto generated HTML format. And now I am going to name it as tables, even HTML tables. Yeah, so let's come back to our file explorer, and here as you can see I am going in the desktop. In desktop I'm having this folder called intro to web development. Let's find this folder. So this folder is located here. I'm going to open it, and here I am going to find the table.html, the file I just created. So I'm going to open it by double clicking, and here you can see HTML tables file is open. So now here just write table, and this is the table tag actually, and then you can do one thing. For a simple table you don't need a fancy part, but here is this is actually the table raw, and th is for the table head. This is the first head item, so it will be not even that. I am going to type it SNO serial number, then there will be another th, yeah, and it will be named as name, and here will be another th, yeah, so it will be email. That's the simple table format. So let's come back here. Here you can see our basic table is creating, and here I'm going to write border 1. Now let's come back here and refresh. We are having the border as well. So let's begin creating our table further. Yeah, for the border to collapse we are going to use the CSS. I will show you, as now in our next lectures we will see this CSS in detail, but in this lecture we will only use the CSS for the border collapse, so be there with me. This is actually another row, and in this actually this row is used for not for the heads like the headings of the table. It will be used for the other information related to the name and email for a person and even the serial number. So let's start it. So for that I'm not using the th, as it's not a heading, it's a detail about an item or about a list. So like here it will be the first one serial number, then there will be another td, that will be the name, so I'm going to name it as kick, and here is the another td, and email is kick.@ anything you want to assign as email. So it's just a sample, you can use anything. So let's come back to our code, and here I'm going to refresh it. So we are having the data, and as you can see it's not bold in the second row because it's not the th, it's td. So I'm just going to now copy paste it for your ease, and I can show you the whole format of the table in the next table I'm going to draw just below it. So here I'm going to type another company name like Lidl, and here I'm just replacing this as Lidl. These emails are not official, they are just a sample I'm using. You can use the official emails as well. So here you can see our basic HTML. So now let's come back here, and here I'm going to write something else that is called original format of the table, like the complete format, not original, the complete. This is also the original because we created a table that is working fine. So complete format of a table. So what I mean by the complete table, I can show you. So here I'm just going to write the table tag we have used as earlier, and I'm going to just write something that is called t, not th, it's t head. And now copy this. You don't see any difference actually between these both, but it is something that works like that. So be there, I am on it. So let's begin with the second part, that is called t body, and I'm going to copy this. I will paste it here, and now let's come back to our browser. Sorry, not that browser, the browser we were using. Here is our browser. I'm going to refresh it. You can see it's here. It looks a bit nicer, but now I'm going to add a border to it that is called border 1, and then style, yup, and collapse, yeah, border collapse and collapse. I don't want separated, I want collapse. So here you can see border are collapsed, like joined, and there is our basic table. And now I'm going to provide it not max width, the margin, yeah, margin 10px. Come back here to our browser. I'm going to refresh it. You can see it's taken some distance from left and top. It's also having distance from here and here, but it's not visible due to the empty part, like there is nothing that can show us that there is a distance, but there is a distance. It's the box model we will discuss in the CSS lecture, but here today I am going to show you something completely different, that is called, you can see, I want a distance between this to have a distance from its left, right, top. So how can we work on that? Like it's bit more joined, or what you say, it is not having that much distance. So I just want to see that distance. So now what I will do, I will show you something like padding, and padding is a property that provide internal distance. Yeah, you can see nothing happens. Why? Because padding doesn't work here. It actually also doesn't work in the tr or the t body. It only works in the td and ts. So here is it, and I'm going to refresh it. You can see now the distance, and here you can see, but it's too tiring to paste it for the every raw element and every. You can still see that there is no distance in these because we only provided the distance to this element, and height and width it's taking because we have asked it to take the distance from all sides. So it's what you say, it's a sacrifice or something. It's only obeying the rule, but it's not working like that, and we don't want it to work like that. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to write something that is very special. I can show you what I mean by that. I am going to use internal CSS, and I will show you how to work on that. So be there with me. Now you guys must having the question why I use that much of time to use it like that, because I want to show you something serious, that is sometime inline CSS doesn't work that much the internal or external CSS work. I can show you the difference in the CSS lectures as we are going to begin it, but for now, just for your intro, I can show you something very interesting, that is just come here and I'm going to type style, and here I'm just what we used, like we were using the paddings inside the TDs, and it only works inside the TDs and TS. So let's type td comma th here, and just remove this and this. So this is our basic file. Come here, not here, sorry, come to our browser that we were using. So far it's here. Yeah, so here you can see the difference we are having between the spacing. Even if I increase it to 50, let's see what happens. Oh, it has given the distance to both because we doesn't add any identifier. So what is an identifier? I can show you. So here I'm going to use an id, and id will be c table, means complete table. And here I'm going to use hash c table space td copy hash c table. Hash is means id, and then the id name we just assigned to our this complete table, the second table. And now I'm going to refresh it. You can see nothing happens to the first table, but then in the second table you can see the difference that is visible. So be there with me for the next lectures as well, where we will cover completely the CSS part and how it can interact with the HTML. I hope to see you back, and for this lecture you can find the code inside the description. The GitHub link I will provide in the description, so just check the description for the GitHub link for the complete course outline, and also for the complete playlist on the series of the web development, intro to web development series, so you can learn web development fast and easy.